Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw, and we just saw Onward. This is going to be our spoiler review. You don't get to talk till I say all the things.
So it still look pretty, okay.
Right, yeah, that's what this is where you do that, yeah. And again, you got the pretty part down packed. But I see you moving, you're fidgeting. Oh God, okay, derailer for sure. Y'all didn't get to see what I got to see. This is going to be our spoiler review. We're going to talk spoilers all through this. We might even jump right to the end of the movie. So if you don't want spoilers, you want to click out of this video and come back when you're ready to see all the spoilers. Also, if you want, we do have a no spoiler review, and even if you have seen the movie, you still want to see our spoiler review for an epic theater going rant, and for
I think it is most of the review.
It's like half the review. It was our worst time ever. We'll talk about it. And because it gives our general feelings about the movie, this is going to be more specifically some scenes we want to specifically talk about. I don't know how many specifics I have to say in this. We will see. But we'll give you a good old spoiler warning before we get to it. But in the meantime, let me let you know that you can also get more movie reviews, more movie reactions, more movie madness faster than we get it to YouTube by checking out Stardust, where we do 30-second reviews, reactions, and things like that. Or you can check out my Patreon, where I do movie reviews, video game let's plays, all kinds of stuff. A lot of that's even free by looking up TheEricButts or using links in the description below. Also, we don't consider ourselves movie reviewers or critics. We just people that like movies and like to talk about them, so we're coming at it from that aspect. And we are fresh out of the theater, so our opinions may change over time. But this is what we're thinking right after seeing it. I feel like I missed something, but I think I got it.
I think you got everything.
Let's add one new thing in. If you're at the movie theater, shut the fuck up. I'm going to start adding that into all the reviews. I'll forget by next week with Bloodshot.
Probably.
Or maybe this weekend with Emma if we get back out. Who knows? We didn't know our theater was getting it. So there you go. All right, so I'll give you the warning. You need to be out of here now if you don't want spoilers. So spoilers. Spoilers.
You know, I really couldn't tell who was the alien in this movie.
I know, it was like a secret invasion of sorts, and it was just so strange. I was like, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man was a Skrull. See how I did that? I did that all on the fly, too, man. Speaking of which, I said this in the no spoilers, but I want to bring it up here. It was interesting. I'm pretty sure the dad was modeled after John Krasinski. You said just most of his beard, but I think it was really modeled after him. And all I could keep thinking of is I had to keep reminding myself he's not Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. But if he would be, and then it was actually his voice, which is not in the movie, it'd be so cool because then you'd have Spidey and Peter Quill and Reed Richards all in the same movie. But no, not even a Benedict Cumberbatch, I know how to say it. You couldn't even get a Doctor Strange cameo, and it's already this Marvel, and it's all about magic. I mean, come on. How did they not just give him like a one line? It's like, you know, something. Jeez. He should have been the leader of the biker fairies. That would have been cool. Anyway, so spoiler talk. As we've said, it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. But you do want to hear our epic rant at the beginning of the no spoilers, because whew.
Yeah, let's not do that again here.
Bitch made a phone call. Didn't take one, made one at the emotional peak of the movie.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so do you want to talk about your bait and switch and?
Yeah, because since I've been bringing that up, so here, and this is like big end of movie spoilers. Like we said, we jump all over the place.
Yep.
But you go into this, and what sold me on this movie, and you've seen it in my trailer reactions, is this idea, because I've lost a parent. She's lucky she hasn't. Her folks are awesome. My folks are awesome. But you know, I lost my mom over 10 years ago, and so that kind of hooked me. Is this idea of getting to see your loved one, like even for a day or whatever, one more time, and that's what it's really about. And then the movie kind of sets it up that this kid wants to have all these moments with his father and all this all through the movie. And then at the end, the big reveal is it's really more about appreciating the family you have. What I call the bait and switch is it's more about having a sibling and how that older sibling can kind of be a surrogate father or can kind of be there for you, and you never really realized how much they were there for you and they didn't have somebody to be there for them.
Yeah.
And we're both only children, so that might be partially why it doesn't resonate with us nearly as emotionally as I thought it would. So that's kind of what I was saying was kind of the bait and switch. It's like, oh, it's going to be all about these kids and their father. And it's like, no, it's really about the brotherly relationship. And I appreciate that. I get it. I'm not knocking that as bad or anything. I'm just saying I wasn't expecting it, and I can't really relate to it as well as I could of what I thought we were going to get. That said, it's still fine. It's still good. It's something I'll rewatch again. But you know, it's kind of like you're saying, kind of where it's forgettable. It's not one of the Pixar movies I think I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm in the mood to rewatch that one. It's more like, oh, you know what? I'm in the mood to watch all the Pixar movies, good or bad. And that's when it gets reviewed.
Yeah.
Reviewed. like a
Watched
hyphen.
again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a very interesting piece of emotional growth, though, for our main character.
Yeah.
And to go, it was like, oh, I actually kind of sort of had a dad, sort of.
Yeah, and I do like that aspect of it.
But, he didn't.
Right. Yeah, and I think that was kind of neat. So I do like that he let him have the moment at the end, and he got to be all badass Spider-Man. Like, tell me when he did the slide under the dragon tail, you didn't think Spidey. But that was pretty good. So the thing that did get Mary misty-eyed, the thing we said we both got more emotional over than anything else in the movie, is the van and the sacrifice of the van of Guinevere, right? Guinevere.
Yeah, Guinevere.
So that was actually pretty cool. I really did like that moment.
Now here's the thing. So I know having like the Pegasus on it is very like stoner rock and roll.
Yeah, very kind of 70s, early 80s, yeah.
But the thing is, in this world, Pegasus are basically trash pandas.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the world they created, which was great. That was great.
So it's like trash panda or rat, take your pick.
Yeah, like, I mean, it literally opens up with them being like raccoons going through trash and getting territorial against each other, and there's like great faces that they make at each other.
And I'm sitting here going like, is that the equivalent of somebody in this day and age painting like a raccoon or a rat on the side of their van?
You make a good point. Now, the reason though I think it works in this case is that he painted it because he is still a believer in the old ways and believer in the magic. And to me, it's like the Pegasus.
And I can see him believing it that way, but I wonder if everybody else is going like, why did you put a trash panda on your phone?
Probably, and then he's having to explain it all the time. He's like, well, see, in another life, I used to travel the galaxy with this talking raccoon that everybody else called a trash panda. So that's why. We just tie it all together. I mean, it is Disney, right? It can tie together. But no, I kind of get that. But what I loved about that sacrifice is how it was beautiful. They played this awesome song, which reminded me of a Goblin song. And like you said, it should have been Fly of the Valkyrie, sure. But then like the tire blows out, so it makes it start like
when it says,
galloping.
like Valhalla mix or whatever it was.
Yeah, Valhalla mix. Yeah, because you knew he's sending it to Valhalla. That was great.
Oh, by the way, and he has mixtapes, much like Peter Quill.
Peter Quill. Oh my God, he was Peter Quill in another life. Now I need to rewatch this damn movie. Maybe that's why I thought it needed real songs. Maybe that's what was confusing me. I'm like, I'm hearing Peter Quill and he's got mixtapes, but those aren't real songs. Yeah. But I love how they blew out the tire and it was like, it made the thing almost gallop and like it was just doing all the things. And then like the parking tickets come out and you have the shot that looks like it's spreading its wings and all that. I thought, that's the kind of clever I look for in a Pixar film. And that moment did not disappoint. However, they did have magic, right? So is there not a spell or is there not something that could have just, lowered the whole van down off the road or continued the road for them instead of...
Well, okay, here's the thing.
I don't know. That's overthinking, I'm sure.
Probably, but our mage is still not sure what the hell he's doing half the time.
That's true. He wasn't very good at it yet. Yeah, that's a good point. Fair enough.
The dragon at the end, though,
was awesome and funny.
Yes. Because as the curse just grabs anything that's near it to construct its body, and it's the high school with the giant mural of their mascot, which is a dragon. It was a very cartoony dragon, and it uses the cartoon face. That
was great. I knew that dragon would come. The painting dragon would come in somehow. Yeah. I didn't know that's how it was going to come in. I thought maybe the thing would like inhabit that, and the whole thing would look like the cartoon dragon, which would have been really kind of silly. But you're right. I like what they did because it was actually menacing. Yeah. That it's like all this, material of the school.
And then the face comes around.
But yeah, the part of the building the face was painted on becomes its face. So it's like this cute painted dragon, and then rah,
and then the eyebrows come down.
Yeah, like they break out, like it breaks the cement so they can come down. Like that was again, that's the kind of stuff that is the Pixar magic. So I mean, there's elements of the Pixar greatness in here. I just don't think the whole thing achieved your standard Pixar greatness. I just realized that you had moved that back on us. That's a bounce. But
not bad.
How dare you, sir? It's a hot set. Did you not see the size? No. It's a hot set because she got in the car. Yeah. But I think what it is too is I like the Malachor? Manticore. The Manticore in the mom's side quest, I think I could have used more of that. Because I like what we got out of that.
Yeah.
And their very few scenes in it are pretty awesome. And I would have liked to see more of them bonding and building up to the big way they helped in the end fight, which was pretty great, I thought.
Yeah. Again, TV series where you can spotlight on different characters.
Yeah. Now again, what was the other? I think Zootopia is definitely far more suited for that, but I think you could do some of that with this. It's got a Flintstones vibe too. Didn't you get a lot of Flintstones elements? Some where they're kind of in these mushroom houses, which I know you might think Smurfs, but it read more Flintstones to me. And then the way their pet dragon was like attacking people at the door was totally Dino. You know,
there's a little bit of that.
I was getting a lot of Flintstone vibes through there.
Yeah.
I like that the map, they used the kid's map because she's like, I kind of base it on all my maps. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I love the idiot moment you know is going to happen in the pawn shop with like, I'll sell you the sword you're looking for $10. Oh my God, thank God, because this is a one-of-a-kind, irreplaceable, blah, 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 magical sword. She's like, $10,000. Like, oh!
Yeah.
The scorpion stab through the neck was pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I really loved when we made some money. So we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Cha-ching, we're rich. Just don't mention the Dos Equis. But yeah, so there's still lots. There's a decent chunk more little things to talk about. There are a lot of little really good moments in here. I think. And then I just totally went blank on all of them.
Well, I like the whole thing where he's trying to explain to the pixies, it's like, but you all can fly.
All right, they keep getting insulted by it too. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm just saying, historically speaking.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about you. I'm saying it about your ancestors. What? That was pretty good.
Yeah. And again, also with the Centaur.
The new man. Yeah, I was gonna get into some of that stuff. That was pretty good too. I like the idea of the deception spell, but you couldn't lie. You know, I thought that was a nice little conceit, nice little trick to play on. And then that's how like Chris Pratt decided, he found out that his younger brother doesn't really believe in him, but he got over that real quick.
Yeah. A
little too quick, maybe. Maybe that should have been a little bit more of an effect on the story than it had. I don't know. Everything seemed a little easy.
It seemed kind of condensed.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of what I'm also talking about, like when I feel like we needed more in some of these places. Because it just, everything seemed too easy and simple, I guess. I did like going through the dungeon, and then the big reveal is they end up right outside their school. And that was a nice payoff that water fountain actually had more to do with, like, they set it up in a way where you didn't see it as, what is it? Is it Chekhov's gun or something? What's the thing?
Chekhov's gun, yeah.
Like, they did, like, it is that, but you didn't feel like that when they set it up.
When they set it up, it seemed like just an example of what the older brother gets up to.
Yeah, like it was more, they used it as character development.
He is really, really into this history stuff.
Yeah, which is interesting because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would be into history, but that's the thing is you never know. You don't judge a book. All kinds of people are into all kinds of things, man. It's like, you know, I can cry over Star Wars and I can get pissed off at a basketball game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like...
Sorry, I was thinking of UK and Tennessee.
I know some, like, what was his name? Is it Joe Magnan?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I am not going to try Manganelli, Montagnanelli, Werewolf guy.
He doesn't look like a gaming nerd, and oh my God, he's a huge gaming nerd.
Right, yeah, so you just never know with that kind of stuff. But I thought that was a really good way they did that, so I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like the reveal of the Centaur as the new boyfriend, because he comes over, you think he's just harassing Chris Pratt's character, but then he kisses the mom, you're like, oh! Oh, hello, officer.
I just wonder how many people in the audience go like, I'm vaguely uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, that's true. Could hit. Well, speaking of that, I was almost not going to mention this, but since you brought it up, because I thought this was neat, but I'm sure somebody out there will complain. But when they are faking being the Centaur and the two lady cops, and the one, he's like, oh, I'm having trouble with my new kids and all this stuff, and she's like, yeah, my girlfriend's daughter would pull my hair out. I was like, oh. That's kind of a nice little, just throw it in there. At least that's some kind of
sounded like
representation.
Tiffany Haddish to me, but I didn't see her in the credits.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that sounded kind of like somebody in here and they weren't that somebody.
I mean, I heard Cliff.
Oh, Ratzenberger, John Ratzenberger.
Yeah, he was one of the construction guys.
Don't you mean one of the? Echo-based soldiers in Empire Strikes Back who didn't have a name, I don't think, unless it was a toy name, and I don't remember a toy name. Yeah, Cliff Clavin is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I saw Norm in a horror movie last night.
Okie dokie.
It didn't go well for him. Bliss on Shudder, highly recommended. If you want to see that review, it'll be on Patreon. So,
But yeah, but at the end, it's kind of interesting to see how fast he turned around from not really being able to run because he rides around in a cop car all day to the end. He's like, no, I'm going to run to work.
Well, I think a lot of these people, it's just like they had gotten so complacent, they just even forgot they could, because everybody kind of regained their old abilities pretty quickly after.
It got that made.
That was great. That was one of the really good laughs, was the reveal when his hair comes off and he looks like Fabio on a book cover or something. That's a dated reference.
Yeah.
Does anybody use Fabio as a reference for that anymore?
People our age.
Yeah, I guess so. We're 82 years old. Did y'all know that? We look great for 82. Well, between us, we almost are.
80.
Well, almost. You know what month it is, right? I mean, we're almost past that number. Don't feel it though, because we still love Pixar movies. Let's see. So what else? Nothing in the post credits. No mid credits. Nothing in the credits.
Surprising.
Yeah, like not even art or fancy credits, really. I mean.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, the credits were pretty, but they were pretty basic.
Yeah. Some of the titles would be the kind of that sparkly blue color. That was about it. Which is kind of unusual. Oh, I know something we didn't fucking talk about that I don't think they're advertising that I found pleasantly happy, except I did get distracted here a few times as our audience was settling in. We do have a short film before this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a Pixar short film. It's a Simpsons short film.
Which is Disney going, like, faunting their foxness, I think.
They literally did that, though. It literally starts with, Disney welcomes the Simpsons to our universe or whatever. Yeah. And then you get this, like, 5-minute Maggie short, which is adorable. I really loved it, because it's a silent short. It's like an old school cartoon short, because it's Maggie who doesn't talk. I mean, there's, sound effects and all that. Yeah. And it's adorable. It's cute. It's so cute. And of course, there is a moment where the guy beside us had to say, oh, that's really funny right there. I know, that's why we're laughing. But I thought that was really neat, and I would like to see more of that, So, like, yeah, give me more Simpsons shorts. That was really fun. I'd love to see some Homer ones. I mean, Homer was in it, but yeah. And actually, since this is spoilers, I'm going to spoil one moment. So, like, the whole thing is going to the park, and then Homer starts taking her to the park, but takes her to the wrong park. And at one point, she's fed up with it, so she grabs the wheel to turn the car around. And when she does that, Homer's like, "What?" But then when it cuts to her pulling into the park and she's still doing the wheel, Homer's just like, "Eee! Like, I don't have to drive anymore." Like, it's a blink and you miss it little thing. But I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." So, little things like that I thought were really nice. So that was an added touch. You get a nice Simpsons short film in there.
One of the things I saw in the credits was how they credited Beholders and Gelatinous Cube to Wizards of the Coast. Oh. Okay, they talked about the Gelatinous Cube non-stop. I'm sitting here going, I don't remember there being a Beholder anywhere.
That's a good point.
They're kind of hard to miss.
Unless he had like a little figure on the table or something. And
that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Either is a figure or a card.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably going to be something like that, unless it's from a cutscene. Also, that's something I would have really liked to seen. It's established that the older brother is into D&D and all this stuff. I would have liked to seen him and his nerdy friends playing. Just to get a sense of how their version of the game would work.
Time.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie could have taken more time. It wasn't that long. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was enough other ways. And they probably didn't want to have to actually establish rules to how to play the game itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it wasn't even so much about them playing the game, I guess. I said that, but that's not really what I wanted. I guess I just wanted to see more characters and more interaction with other people. I don't know. There's just something missing from this that I can't quite put my finger on. Maybe it was a quiet audience. I don't know.
I think the older brother is that he's such a wild card that he doesn't really have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
It's like there's people he knows and he's friendly with, but they're not friends. That's the sort of deal I can see with him.
Yeah, I could see that. You're never really friends with your D&D party anyways.
I guess he does have a few friends if he did have an active campaign.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it all comes down to, like I said.
But you do get groups, though, that you have people playing that it's not they're playing because they like the other people they're playing with, per se. They just want to play the game.
That's about the only way you can ever get a consistent game. from my understanding, what little experience I have, because stupid people are stupid. But yeah, I think it all just really does boil down to I just wanted more use of the world and its weirdness, I guess. Because the story outside of that is somewhat basic. It's we're on a quest, we need to do this thing, and we have a ticking clock.
Yeah.
For a cool idea that then we kind of subvert, and we don't even. I mean, they did pay it off, but they don't pay it off. Like you get to watch it from afar, the meeting of this one son and the father. I mean, it works, but.
Yeah, but I think what they're going for...
Yeah, I don't know that... I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think, again, what they're going for is, getting a sense of the sacrifice that he is making.
Yeah.
Is that he's never going to actually get to see his dad face to face. He's never going to hear his voice, in person.
In person, yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just trying to reconcile my feelings in the moment here. So I think you're right. I think I'm actually okay with all that. I think I just wanted more of the weirdness from the world, more of the mom and manticore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side quest. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, is the side quest seemed more interesting than the main quest a little bit to me. I think so. I think that's where I may land on it right now.
Yeah.
I do like that her car was shifting weight because the manticore was so big.
But it's like, I've never seen a Weekend at Bernie's that's half alive. That was weird.
That was, but I really liked that element of it. I would have liked more of that element of it, but it was kind of a neat idea too that they didn't give this away in trailers, is that, and we didn't think about it, but that the dad can't hear them or anything because he doesn't have ears.
Yeah, I've never seen so much footsie in a movie that wasn't Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, you beat me. Yeah, okay, good. Because I was if you didn't make a Tarantino joke, I was about to, because you just put it in my head. It's like, did Tarantino direct this? Yeah, because you're right. There's a lot of foot play in here. Sexy foot play. No, they're all wearing shoes. It's
God.
Oh, and they're related.
Yes.
Well, I mean, have you seen the top search resorts on porn sites these days? It's a thing, man. I don't know why it's a thing, but it's a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Animated porn. That's what I'm just... Anyways, moving off that. Anything else? Because I think I've about run out of steam.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm kind of...
Oh, actually, I did have one thought.
Okay.
Since this spell was technically cast 2 separate times, we should have actually ended up with just the bottom half disappearing at sundown to be a top half.
I was wondering if they were going to do something like that. Like oh, no, the curse is from it's the sundown after I'm fully formed or something. So it's like, surprise, you do get a day with me.
Yeah.
Which actually, I almost wonder if that would have been more emotional, and then you could have had the montage, and then they'd have to say proper goodbyes, and those goodbyes, if they had done that, the goodbyes would have killed me.
Because you could have had the big sacrifice moment, and you see him starting to shimmer, but then only the legs disappear.
Yeah.
Because the legs have been there 24 hours,
yeah,
but the upper half has not.
Yeah, and then, oh my God, what? Hey, Tom Holland's character, whose name I don't know. Get over. Guess what? You'll never guess.
Ian?
That sounds right. Yeah. But like I said, had they done that, and I mean, this is obviously armchair quarterbacking or whatever.
Some people, and there's the argument being made, well, that kind of cancels out the whole sacrifice thing. I kind of see it more of a kind of getting your cake and eating it too.
Yeah, and like I said, I like being emotionally destroyed by Pixar films, so I'm just disappointed that I wasn't in this one. And that's why I'm saying that would have been neat, and then they could have had the montage of everybody getting their moments and hugging and laughing and crying, and it's like, well, and then that saying goodbye scene that would have happened in that situation could have been huge. Plus, what about the comedy of the new dad? There'd be some kind of great joke you could play with in there too. So
yeah, the whole awkward. Oh God, that would be so awkward. So awkward.
Exactly. Especially because it's not like he's back and our relationship is over. It's like he's back for 24 hours. Okay, that's gonna be weird. I see now. The more I think about it, the more I want that movie because I want to know what would happen in all those situations.
What was his Colt Bronco or something like that.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I was sitting here going why is your first name Colt? That's a young male horse.
That's a young male horse once.
I know, but he starts getting the third degree from her first husband is going to I'm gonna make sure you're treating her right.
Yeah, I mean it could be that. So I think there's some missed opportunities. But overall, I mean, it's pretty good. This isn't one to rush out for. I hate to say it. If you're on the fence about it, you're probably better off waiting to grab a Blu-ray or rent it on Redbox or Netflix or whatever, however you want to do it. If you're a super fan, if you're bored, nothing else is calling to you and you want to go to the movies, totally fine. You're going to enjoy yourself. It's hard to tell what kids would think about this because the kids in our audience sucked. Yeah. But then again, maybe that's a sign. Maybe they were getting unruly near the end because they were bored. I heard one of them saying something about it sucks, but I wasn't sure if they were talking about the movie or the popcorn or who knows what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah, I think there was some fighting amongst themselves too.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the only other thing really to say is shut the fuck up at the movie theaters. All right, well, I think that covers it. So let us know, what did you think about this movie? Did you like The Simpsons? Short. What was your favorite part? How do you feel about this? Where does this rank amongst the Pixar films for you? What are your terrible theater experiences? Geek out with us. Let us know. We'd love to hear what you have to say. I do read all the comments. It's lots of fun. Other than that, you can click that thumbs up button. You can give us that good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. And you can check out my Patreon. You can check out Stardust by looking up TheEricButts or using the links in the description below. But now we're going to get out of here. We're going to make out a little bit and watch some more stuff. I wasn't supposed to say that, was I? Okay. No. And we'll see you all later.